Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my page. Uh, Let me start by saying welcome once again. Welcome to my page. It's me, your host, Gary. And I briefly, just wanted to talk to you about, you know, change. A lot of us have seen things and gone through things that have affected us negatively. And sometimes you'll sit there and question yourself, why am I going through this? Why am I why am I being put through this? How can I change it? And the first thing we got to do is change, whether it's changing the atmosphere, changing the scene, changing a situation, changing friends. Because in life, most of us we're growing, and even though we're adults, yes, we're still growing because we don't want to be in the concept of being grown. Because once you are grown with the N at the end, you you can no longer learn because nobody can tell you anything. You ain't trying to do anything to grow because you already considered yourself grown. There's a reason why we always look at our kids as our babies because we're always saying to them, you have room to grow. But why that can't happen to us as adults? Some of us got parents, and even our parents would tell us that I don't care if you're 60 years old, as long as I'm breathing, you are still my baby. Because we have to understand we have room to grow, not just, mentally, emotionally, you know, at a certain age, we ain't growing body wise as far as height and things like that. But we know we can grow, we can grow in weight and things like that. But that's another subject for another day. Once again, excuse the camera right now, everybody. This is not, I am a human being, I am a person, but right now I'm on my laptop and I'm using it, and the camera in the laptop is cracked. Uh, but going back to change, right? One of the first things we have to do in changing is have an understanding that something is wrong, right? When you're doing something wrong because your conscience is telling you that. Some people may say that your conscience is your first preacher. So if we know right from wrong, we know we have to stop doing the wrong in order to do the right. So that's one of the first things we need to do to change, in my opinion. Now, as far as us being adults, right? One of the things I would like to, I think, how do I say this? One of the things that I would like to say is that, in order to change your life, right, you have to be accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable to situations, to things that you have done. And I know we are not all perfect, but a lot of us are not doing the wrong things, but wrong things are happening to us. That could be because of our choices, our preferences, right? I always say in a relationship, the first thing we do, we prefer good looking people, right? There's nothing wrong with preferring good looking people, but are we looking at just the outside, or we're looking at the whole individual? You know what I mean? Because some people, for example, some men want that girl with the nice shape, the Coke bottle body. Some women will want tall, dark, and handsome, or that light skinned person with the muscles and the physique. Just like some in the community, the black community. No disrespect if any any other people come to this content. Some people would say, I like that red bone. Ooh, there's something about that red bone. In other communities, they might say, I love the blonde. The blonde is this, the blonde is that. Blondes know how to have fun, things like that. I just think that we need to change our preference, because if we're just looking for the physical, that's all we're going to attract. That's all we're going to get is the physical. We ain't trying to know nothing about the person's insides, their emotions, their mental abilities, their stableness, or anything of that capability. So, our preferences get in the way of certain things. I like chocolate instead of vanilla. Have you tried vanilla? No, I just don't like it. Or I like vanilla, or vice versa. We have to try things. We have to experiment in certain aspects in life before we can say, you know what? I'm sticking to this regimen. I'm sticking to this routine. I'm sticking to what this is for me right now. And yes, I know a lot of people don't like to change, but at the same time, if you don't change, you could do the same thing. What has it gotten you so far? What's the results? What are your results? Are you happy with your results? There are a lot of people just out here doing things to go with the flow. For example, people are having jobs just to make ends meet. But if you don't like the job, it's going to feel very a dragging situation. It's like torture. You're like, okay, I'm just here I just can't wait for these 8 hours to get over. I heard somewhere down the street, if you choose a job that you love, it won't no longer be a job. It'll be something for you to just go and do. As far as like basketball players, right? If basketball players think that's a job, they're not going to like their job. But you see so many people say, I love doing this. It's fun for me. So they'll play 15, 20 years. They'll play until they can't even play the game no more. Their talents, their athletic abilities start to dwindle, and they'll still fight it because they have that passion for that, right? We're not athletes. Well, some of us are not athletes. But what I'm saying is for the quote unquote common people, the 9 to 5ers, the you know, the stay at home mom, you know, people like that. We have to find something to do to get us through the day. We have to enjoy it, not, just watching TV or, you know, exercising all day, which is fun, which is fine. You need to get your health up. But if you turn it into a routine, you're not going to have that thrill, that excitement, and it may stagnate you for a while. So we have to change our mindset to where, let's find something to excite it. In a relationship, you try to find something to keep your relationship spicy, keep your relationship interesting, keep it alive pretty much, right? But if we keep doing the same thing and we don't tweak it, if we don't spice it up, a lot of us is going to look at it like, oh, well, I don't really want to do this anymore. Then we go on out there. The first piece of attention that we get, men or women, we'll look at it like, ooh, this, I wonder what that can be like. Ooh, is the grass greener on the other side? It's about changing, right? And, this is my first live, but I do hear in the YouTube streets, people like chaos and mayhem, or so on and so forth, right? Why? Because that's what excites them. That's what keeps them going. I'm not that type of person. I like to, you know, say things positive, encourage people, uplift people. That while that may be a a a, a minority in this sector or in this YouTube streets, we can make a difference. I hear certain content creators, I would hear, a Meek, Shermeekness, or I would hear Selena, and they speak and they try to push out positive vibes. But I always ask them, are you guys are you guys willing to, stick it out? Are you here for the long haul? And their answer is yes. As long as I'm doing what I'm doing, I know it can touch somebody. I do understand that one person could win 1,000 people. That's a great thing. But we have to change the mindset that, hey, we're not reaching, we're not getting through, we're not touching people. That shouldn't matter. I go by saying that, that touches that helps me get through a day, right? If you do your best, God will do the rest. Meaning, if I'm sitting there encouraging somebody, I can't do nothing else. I allow that word to go out, and God will do the rest of the work. Now, for those that are not spiritual, because I believe religion and spirituality is two different things, but that's another conversation for another day. Bear with me. If you put positivity out there, it may not get to you when you think it should, but it will reach you, right? We have to do things in a positive manner, right? Also, when you're changing, if you're changing for the better, right? We have to understand that some people who we think are friends, they're not going to go with us. They're not going to grow with us because they're not able to. It's a season for everything. And sometimes in our life, there's a season for everyone. For example, we may not be friends with our first grade best friend because we have outgrown that situation, right? So the change with change comes growth, and with growth comes newness. We have to be able to understand that we are becoming a new person. We are growing into a new person, right? Just look at the stages of life, right? When you're an infant, you can't move. The next few seasons, your first season you'll crawl. The second season you'll stand up. The third season is you'll start to walk. You take the little steps. You take baby steps. That's what I'm doing here today. I'm taking baby steps on YouTube, right? But after the baby steps, I should be able to walk with a consistency. Now, some people walk with a limp. We're going to get bumps and bruises in life because we're going to fall down. Somebody, our foot may get entangled. We may trip over a piece of carpet at the house. Or if we're outside, we may trip over a little tree limb. That's good. That's okay. You don't when when you fall, you don't lose. You only lose when you stay down, right? In a boxing match. You got to get up before a certain amount of time or you lose. Once you get up, the fight resumes. And that's what I'm going to start today, right? I haven't been knocked down yet. Thank God for that. It's my first day. But I am expecting the punches to come. I am expecting, you know, harm to come if it comes. But at the end of the day, without expectation, you ain't gonna grow. Without growth, you can't change. All of these things coexist one hand with another, right? because at the end of the day, in order to elevate, you must stand up. For me, I was scared. I was very nervous about doing this. And some people probably saying, you sound scared now. But as I continue to talk, the worries is going to go away. The butterflies in the stomach is going to go away. I will be able to talk more fluidly and with understanding and with purpose, even though for some right now it may be sounding gibberish. What is he talking about? What is your point? Get to it. The point is, we need to change. For those people that don't understand change, here's another example. There are many people in this world that never heard the words, I love you. But when they hear it, what does that mean? You don't know me. I never heard that before. There's people in this world that never even been hugged by their parents. And for the longest period of time, they may not expect that type of attitude or respect or love coming to them because they never been hugged by their parents. So when someone gives them a hug, they may look at you strangely. But when you get enough hug, you understand, wait a minute, somebody may care about me. Somebody really is taking the time out to say, hey, I am important. Well, guess what, guys? You are important. For those that are having down days, you are important. For those of y'all that don't feel love, you can be loved. But it all starts with a change in your mindset. You are important. You know, people say, in the Bible it says I am. Well, we can say I am important. I am lovable. I am respectful. I can be respected. So on and so forth. I am not a victim. I am victorious. I am a survivor. I am triumphant. If we speak these words, the change will come out in the midst, in your atmosphere, in your surroundings. No, that's not arrogance. No, it is not. You need to speak life into you sometimes. But if your mind is stagnated on doom and gloom, you will continue to feel defeated. So speak life. I am. I am. I am. I am victorious over my past transgression. I am victorious over this ailment, this cancer. I am triumphant over diabetes. I am triumphant. I am victorious over this depression, right? And while it may be a long time coming for you to get to the change, always remember that the race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but to those that endure to the end. That means it's not a race, it's a marathon. If you understand the difference between a race and a marathon, here's the difference. In the Olympics, they have a 100, a 200, a 400-meter, right? But they also have a marathon. The 100, the 200, the 400, that's a short-term thing. They can only run that for a certain amount of time. But the marathon, you can run. If you pace yourself, prepare yourself, get your mind ready, set your mind to the endurance of a long race, you can get to the finish line. And when you see the finish line, as long as you have prepared yourself, you'll be tired, yes, but you'll be tired and victorious. Some people will be tired and fall out and just lay on the ground and cramp up. Their body's not ready for it, right? Well, that's how it is in our minds. If we're not ready to go through the changes, we will be stuck. Oh, I can't do it. I'm so afraid. That's how my mind was for a little while. Plenty of people have encouraged me to do this thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. But in the back of my mind, I'm not ready. I need to prepare. One of my people to tell me just push, talk, push play, and go, push go and talk. Right. And now that I'm doing it now, I have the understanding of, okay, if you do it, there's no need to be afraid anymore. The camera is on, even though y'all can't see me because my camera is messed up. It's on, it's live. I'm on, I'm talking. Right. So I had to come to the concept that, hey, if I change my mind from worryation, I can actually go through a storm and get through it. The storm won't last forever. Whatever season that you're going through, like I said, depression, illnesses, work problems, lack of finances, feeling attacked all the time is a season for everything. But if we keep our mind stayed on that problem, we will continue to sit in that season for a long period of time. We have a right to want to change our minds. We have a right to want to change our situation. We have the right to go forward and change whatever we are trying to walk away from. And it's okay if it's not working for you. It's okay. We don't have to continue to do the doom and gloom. We don't have to continue that walk. There may be people that's going through a situation in a marriage. The marriage may not be working for you. But make sure if you're going to change it, you understand that you're changing it for the right reasons and not the wrong reason. In friendships, and there's a lot of us that say we have friends, but then if we change the friendship because somebody's talking about me, somebody's backstabbing, somebody's doing this or that, we have to change it for the right reason, not change it because someone's shoes ain't the same color as mine. Excuse me. Or someone don't think the same way that I think. It's okay to agree to disagree. We are not always going to see eye to eye, but that don't mean we get to change our friends because we're not 100% on board with one another. That's not even life. If everything was to go the way that we wanted to, we would never have a problem. But we know in this life we're going to go through problems. Family situation. Oh, I ain't messing with you, cousin, because A, B, and C. Or I ain't messing with you, brother or sister, because A, B, or C. Okay, you can get the time to get your mind right. That's the time to change your mindset. Okay, maybe I did do something wrong. In change, we have to be accountable. And then in change, we have to self-examine ourselves on, hey, are we doing this correctly or are we not doing this correctly? Am I treating my husband right or am I treating my husband wrong? Vice versa. Am I treating my wife right or am I treating her wrong? Is my mom treating me right or am I treating her right or vice versa? Right? The change starts in the mind. Some would say renewing of the mind. That's scripture, right? We don't have to be of the world. We just have to be in the world. Meaning we don't have to do what everybody doing. We don't have to do what them star players are doing. We ain't got to do what those millionaires are doing. Because at the end of the day, yes, they're human beings, but so are we. We don't have to compare ourselves to those quote unquote high tier money making people. If you want to call me normal Joe, call me normal Joe. But I can only speak for people that are normal Joes, the 9 to 5 workers, the one that's trying to situate their family and still go to work and things like that. We all know that the grind is real. But if we stay stagnant, we're going to continue to grind. We got to reinvent ourselves, change our minds, change our mindset to say, hey, I can make room for A, B, and C. Let me push things around. The change has to happen from you. It starts with you, right? It starts with you because at the end of the day, you're the only one that walk in your shoes. You're the only one that put one pant leg on your leg at a time. Can't nobody do anything for you unless you start doing it for yourself. It starts with you. Yeah, but I've been doing this and that. Okay, that's true. But at the end of the day, you have to start with you. And I know there's a concept for those that, like I said, those that are spiritual, right? You got to be selfless. Guess what? That's true a lot of the time. That should never be true 100% of the time. If you continue to fill other people, who's going to fill you? So sometimes it's okay to have the mindset and change and say, yo, right now I got to work on me. I got to encourage myself if I'm going through something. I can't continue to look outside when it has to start with me. It's okay to feel it. It's okay to be selfish with yourself. Right now, I can't pour out. Right now, I can't help you because I need to help myself. And even though it feels good to do it sometimes, we can be like an empty car running up when that when it hits E on your tank. You start you start sputtering. Oh, wait a minute. I need to check. I need to check on myself. I gotta make sure I got fuel to go. When that check engine light come on, we have a check engine light too. It's called our body, our mind. We gotta check ourselves. We have to change what's going on and stop looking outward when that light comes on, emotionally. I ain't feeling right. I feel like I want to curse you out. Sometimes people do deserve it. But if you do it constantly, you have to change yourself because at the end of the day, you should not be mad all the time. As much as we love to be happy all the time, we're not going to be happy all the time because something or someone or anything will try us to get us off character. I've met a lot of bubbly people, beautiful people, men and women on YouTube. But at the end of the day, they're going to be attacked because they may be doing the right thing. I'm not talking about those that like to have those arguments and this conversations of, well, I'm better than you or whatever it is, the beef content. That's what they call it in YouTube. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the regular people every day, the ones that are not up here putting on a facade, the ones that are really truly trying to get themselves going forward. You can do it. You just got to change certain things and change atmospheres, change peoples, change friends, change the channel. You don't have to be on the YouTube beef sector. Find that positive person. Hopefully, the positivity section is growing. I don't know. I'm just starting. But from the people that I have listened to, the people that I am in tune with or I subscribe to, they are trying to uplift or trying to educate on certain aspects. There are some people that's trying to uplift somebody that has gone through trials and tribulations without going into detail. There are people that just want the best for people. I think I want the best for people. My family calls me the family romantic, meaning I just want everybody to work together. I just believe that a family, through thick and thin, should be on one accord and not having their own agendas. That's a family supposed to unite. It's a family can't survive divided. It's that old concept. There's no I in team. But for a lot of us, we just make a new word up. I am alone. I am. See, that's go that I am again. I am could work for the positive, but some of us take I am and try to make it a negative. I am not a bad person. I am not at fault, even though they know they are. Right? We could take the good and flip it. I almost sung the Facts of Life song. Forgive me, guys. But if you really look at it, right, you take the good and the bad and bring it together. Those are the facts of life, right? But what are we doing to keep us on the good side? We're gonna have bad days, but if the good outweighs the bad, then you're on the right path of staying on that positive road, right? Every day is not going to be sunny days. There will be rainy days. There will be snowy days, and those that live in the northeast, they know snowy days come a little bit more often in those mountains than it comes in the major cities. But they do come. Those that are down south, you know, for example, I've been to Atlanta, right? And in Atlanta, if they get an inch of snow, they go crazy. City shut down. They don't know how to prepare for this thing. An inch of snow, and the snow don't even stick down there. But they'll shut the whole town down. The government office is closed. Uh, 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 Office buildings are closed. There's a long length of time between subways and bus times when it snows because they don't know how to take it. They don't know how they've never prepared for it. Even though they went through it, you would think they would have a plan for it. They haven't changed their mind. They haven't changed their mindset on what to do when it snows. Now, if you're in the Northeast, you're like, man, whatever. I don't care. It could be 9 inches of snow. Those people gonna call you in for work. You in New York City, huh? It takes daggone near a blizzard for them to stop to shut it down. 6 inches. Growing up in New York City, you can go to school in 9 inches of snow. I'm a little guy, so I'm like, wait a minute. How I'm gonna get to the end of the time? I'm gonna get to the school building when I could barely see over 9 inches of snow. That's my mindset. But there are kids like that. But back in the days, you still going to school. Now look, they got timed off. They got snow days. Snow days. What's a snow day when I'm coming up? See, some of us change for the wrong reasons. Some of us change to make somebody else feel good. Some of us change to please a person that may not even be worthy of it. But let's start changing for us. Like I said earlier, it's okay to be selfish with yourself. So those of you that want to put I in team, do it for the right reason. Even though it won't make a word, make it make sense for you on the right side, not the wrong side. I don't need to put I in team just to go ruin somebody's day. Let me put it in so I can get myself together, so I can uplift myself, so I can smile instead of frown, so I can stop crying inside and rejoice inside. Beauty is from inside out for me, right? You can have the most beautiful face in the world. A woman could be Halle Berry could be Halle Berry is a very beautiful woman, but there's something inside of her that allows her not to be the one for someone because she's alone, right? There's something going on inside. If beauty is outside in, we'll never know what's wrong. But if you're a beautiful person inside, it'll come out. It's like it's like a person drinking liquor. And now, forgive me, it's early in the morning and things like that. But when they drink enough liquor, it start oozing out of them. That ain't from the outside in, it's from the inside out. Like, oh my God, you smell like liquor. Right? Ooh. Oh man, you need a shower. Same thing with a person that don't shower. If you don't shower, it's gonna be coming from the inside out. Yo, wait a minute. You got that ooh wee smell. And then for the ooh wee, meaning the body. I know for some people, ooh wee is another substance, but that's another topic for another day. But you understand what I'm saying? It for me, it starts from the inside out. If you're a beautiful person inside, it'll come out. If you're a positive person, it'll come from the inside out. If you're a negative person, it comes from the inside out. Everything starts within you. And change must be the same way. It starts within you and it comes out. I have to fight for those that smoke cigarettes and don't want to and want to stop. It starts from the inside out. It has to change your mind. For those of you that like to drink, not calling, well, some will call y'all alcoholics. It starts from within. Change your mindset. Find out what making you lean on those substances to abuse them. That's what people will say, abuse them, right? Change is not just putting a band-aid over a wound. Change is understanding what the wound is so we can actually not have it happen again. If you understand why you get headaches, you do the things to stop you from getting headaches. If you have arthritis, you try to change the things so the arthritis doesn't flare up. Things like that. But it always starts with change. If there's no change, there's a continuation of negativity. Now, later on down the road, my thing is I have a thing with change and improvement. I've spoken about this on somebody's panel, right? We need to change, but once we change, we need to improve on the change because no one can improve for the worse. I don't think no one, I've never heard somebody improve for the worse. We can change for the worse, but we can't improve on the worse. I'll elaborate on that at another day. But right now, I'll just stick on change because right now we need to change, right? You can't you can't get to the improvement unless you understand the change. So I'm gonna stick on that, right? But it's all about you understanding what you need to do. You don't like your job, change your attributes to where you can get another job. Or if you want a raise on said job, you bust your hump. You change the mindset. I want to be the best at my job. You need to change your mindset. Your mindset. I'm not this regular person. I need to bust my hump to show these people I am better than that person in front of me. But it all has to do with change. Each and every one of us have changed. Now, while I might be figuratively pointing, I am talking to myself. Because guess what, guys? When you point at someone, if you're doing it right now, right? Point in front of you. Now look at your hand. You got three fingers pointed back at you. That means you need to talk to yourself. If you go to a church, a pastor needs to preach to himself because he can't just talk to you and not apply it to his life or her life. There's no shots at the prophetesses and evangelists and people like that. But y'all get the point. I can't just talk to you and not understand I need to improve on some things too, or I need to change some things too. Because if I'm doing that, I'm no better than the devil. I can't just talk to you and not understand I have things to change too. But when you understand that, you can turn around and say, hey, what am I doing wrong? You can ask the question to somebody, what am I doing wrong? So I can change for the better. Am I pronouncing this right? As I'm sitting on this live right now, I can go off and say, hey, buddy, friend, how was my flow? What do I need to do to change the flow? Was the flow consistent? Or do I need to talk more, talk less? Right? I have to check to see what I need to do better. I need to know what I need to change for the better. And that's how everyday life should be. We should want to change. I'm not here, like I said, I'm not here to fuss or fight or do anything of those attributes. I'm here because I think I can make a change in someone feeling better about themselves. I think I can help encourage somebody. Now, there may be times, like I said, I'm ready for the fight because I know haters are going to hate. I understand that. And so there may be days I might get on here and say something out of the ordinary. Like for the past, when I've been on here, 40, close to 42 minutes, I haven't said one cuss word. But there probably will be a time where I'll just go crazy, right? Because I have an understanding of what I have an expectation of what may happen to me. Well, I'm not here to make nobody's kindness or weakness. I'm just here to make somebody kindness elevate. I'm trying to uplift. I'm trying to speak a positive word to somebody. That's what it's about for me. Call me the happy YouTube encourager. Oh, no, it's not gonna be every day, it's not gonna be sunny day. I do understand that. But every day shouldn't be a rainy day, a cloudy day, a snowy day, a blizzard, a hurricane, a typhoon. There has to be a day of sunshine, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, guess what we need to in order to live the life? That vitamin D from the sun. It strengthens us. It keeps us going. It uplifts us. But if we so afraid of the sun because it may give us cancer, that's what they say. You ain't gonna try to be in there. You'll try to find a substitute. You'll probably just try to take the vitamin D supplement instead of going on out there and enjoying the sun rays, right? This is not a quick fix, and I'm not saying that my words are a quick fix. All I'm saying is that what I'm trying to do is get you to see that there's a way for you to grow. There's a way for you to change. There's a way for you to elevate what you need for positivity. So, you know, I do know this, right? And shout outs to Miss Coco BX, my cousin. She said, what is your favorite line? I told her, I said, okay, my favorite line, the line that I usually say is, in order to change your life, the Bull Sugar Honey Iced Tea, be quiet, Meek. I know you're going to watch it later. The Bull Sugar Honey Iced Tea has got to stop. So I look, she said, I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. I said, cuz you lying. She said, okay. So, a couple weeks later, I get a package. I open the package. It's a t-shirt that says, in order to change your life, the Bull Sugar Honey Iced Tea has got to stop. I just laughed. But I'm proud to have that t-shirt. One, because somebody actually took the time to make it. But the second reason is because I truly believe in order to change it, we got to stop the nonsense. I could wear that and put that on my chest. I could make that visible for somebody to see. Hey, We need to stop this nonsense and go forward with it. So, for those that are going through it, right? It's gonna we got to take it day by day, step by step, right? But you can change your situation. You could change today. It doesn't have to, we don't have to wait for the change. You could change your mindset today. You could start the process at least. Can we agree to that? Can we, what I mean? Like, we can actually change all of that and see what's going on with it and go from there. But it's going to be up to you to do it, right? At the end of the day, win, lose, or draw, it's about you. Just like in my life, it's about me. And for those of us that have a family, it's about us being there for the family. And if we're a key integral part to the family, we understand that as much as we love them, we have to make sure we are able to be there for those people that depend on us, that count on us, that are looking to us, right? But if we don't understand that, we need to change that today. We need to believe that we are important. We need to believe that we are loved. We need to believe that there are people out there that really are concerned about us, that really want the best for us, that really want us to do the things that we need to do to go forward and be the person that we wanted to be. Our parents have expected something from us, right? They taught us, they allowed us to be whatever we wanted to be. But the first thing that they did was that they taught us right from wrong, or I would like to believe that, right? At the end of the day, we got to change the mindset that we are leaders, because at the end of the day, once you have a child, you become a leader. So we will be leading somebody. So let's just start this day by going on and believing that the change can happen. The change can do things that we need for our betterment and not our failure. As I'm running out of words, guys, I just like to take the time to thank whoever was here, whoever's on here, whoever hears it, and I hope this will be a positive thing for you. Have a good day, everybody. I'll talk to y'all soon.